Hey guys, join me this week. I'm Crispin Pally, I'm guest hosting for Barry, and I am on Center Hill Lake, one of my most favorite lakes to fish. It is beautiful as you can see, but we're gonna try to do something a little bit different for you this week, something I've never tried to do, and that is film an episode at night. It's sun setting, we're just about to put in, but here's all you need to know. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That is a fish.
Oh man, look at this.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southeast region every week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. Woo!
This is Let's Fish.
Hey guys, welcome to Center Hill Lake. It's on the Cumberland Plateau in Middle Tennessee. I'm about an hour east of Nashville. Center Hill is a deep highland reservoir. It is a clear water fishery. It's about 64 miles long and it's a big body of water and it fishes big. Very picturesque, big mountains, bluffs, clear water, very popular recreational boating. But let me tell you what else it is. It's an incredible place to go fishing at night, and that's exactly what we're gonna do on today's episode. I am putting in right here at sundown. I wish I could give you a chance to see how pretty this place is, but here before long, it's all gonna be dark. But in the dark, we're chasing largemouth, spotted bass, smallmouth, and they get big and plentiful here. While we're doing that, we're also gonna bring you some very relevant, up-to-date information to your local region from our insider reporters. I'm about to drop this Stinger 198 from low in the water, and it is decked out from bow to stern with motor guide, Lowrance, power pole, Mercury, you name it, it's on here, and it is ready to go tackle these nighttime fish on Center Hill. While I'm getting ready, I'm gonna send you back to our studio for your weekend planning.
Hello everybody, thanks so much for stopping by this week. These Saloner tables are predicting good game fish activity Saturday and fair activity Sunday. Look for those prime daytime hours to begin in the afternoon around 2:24 on Saturday and 3:28 on Sunday, with nighttime action kicking off at 1:45 on Saturday and 2:49 Sunday. Depending on your local area, expect the sun to rise around 7:13 and set around 7:27. And this weekend, we will have a new moon. We're coming right back with fishing reports from throughout the area. Plus, I'll return with Bassmaster Pro Angler Andrew Upshaw to answer this week's Ask the Pro question. Stay with us.
So, the sun is setting, and the only bad thing that I hate going into this show right off the bat is I'm not gonna get to share with you guys how pretty this lake is, because I'm telling you, man, my wife and I come up here every fall when the leaves are changing colors, and it is beautiful. But another thing that makes it pretty darn attractive is how good the fishing is. In the part of the world that I live in, I live in West Tennessee, we would consider this place super deep, super clear. The max depth here is about 200 feet. I'm in 50 right now, the boat ramp's right there. It's about 85-degree water temperature, and you've heard me say this if you've watched our show so many times this time of year, that the fishing gets really hard here. It's Tennessee, it's hot. One of the best ways to combat that, to still get to enjoy your time on the water, is to go at night, and that's what we're gonna do. And I'm not really gonna key as much on where, because I want to spend more time talking about how and why. And that's what we're going to really key on tonight. So I'm going to run around. I've never filmed the show after dark in my life. So I'm pretty excited to see how this turns out, and I hope you are too. So stay with me, and I'm going to run down the lake, and I'm going to get kind of started and work my way back to the ramp. I always feel like that's the safest plan at night. Make sure somebody knows where your truck is. Make sure somebody knows where you're fishing. Make sure you got a phone charger, and night fishing can be a lot of fun. You just got to take a lot of extra precaution versus daytime fishing. So stay tuned. Let's go get after them. Let's go catch some fish at night.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits and the original Baby Shad and new slab Huntar Minnow. Glacier Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. And by Camus Boats. Tomorrow's tournament boat today.
That right there is a nice smallie, boys and girls. There's one. That sucker is right on that drop off. Come here. Okay. Well, ate the old black and blue jig with the crawdad menace on it. Just a pretty fish. Not exactly the quality that I would hope for, but probably a keeper if you put it on a measuring board. I'm gonna talk to you a minute. Let that little fella go. I'm gonna talk to you a minute about bait choices and why. One of my favorite nighttime baits is a black and blue jig. This is the Denny Brower structure jig, and this is 1/2 ounce based purely on the depth that I'm concentrating on. One of the things that you need to understand is how fish utilize color at night. In the daytime, when they're really visual, lifelike colors or contrasting colors, make sure I'm not getting on the bank here. My light, there we go. Oh, I'm good. Makes a lot of difference. You know, what color you use in the daytime. At nighttime, dark colors are easier for fish to see and find. I tell people all the time, if it's dark and cloudy or nighttime, fish dark. If it's clear and sunny, fish bright. And that's exactly what I'm gonna stick with all night long. I'm gonna throw this black and blue jig with a dark colored trailer that makes a lot of commotion, a lot of action.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas Report. This week brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina. Hey, we're the leader in water sports along the Grand Strand, and summer may have come and gone, but fall is here. Visit crazysistermarina.com to find out about all the trips we offer in the fall. The fishing can be incredible. Living like a local here is incredible. You can come down and do that here. Visit crazysistermarina.com to book your trip today, and let's talk saltwater. You know, this is the time of the year we'll start getting some great transitions inshore. Speckled trout, redfish. We still got tarpon along the coast. Georgetown, Beaufort, Charleston, great tarpon still. We got lots of menhaden, lots of mullet making their ways back into the back of those creeks. You can get back there early in the morning, find those fish feeding, and have a great chance at catching a Silver King. North Santee, South Santee, and the Georgetown jetties are incredible places to get out and target tarpon and catch a fish of the lifetime. Also, we'll talk about those bull reds that are going to show up in these shipping channels right now. Get out there. Again, heavy equipment, get those fish in the boat, released. Those are our breeder fish. We need them for the next year. Hey, this has been your Carolinas Report brought to you by Crazy Sister Marina. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
There's one, Chris. Oh, that sucker's running at me. Feels like a good one. Spot or no, smallmouth. Come here, come here, come here. Oh. Quiet. Man, they are mean. I mean mean. They will tear your hands up. That right there is a nice smallie, boys and girls, on the old structure jig. That's gonna be right at a keeper, real close. You know, the cool thing about this lake is, let me throw this fish back real quick. Here we go. The cool thing about this lake is you can catch largemouth, smallmouth, you can catch spots and catch big ones. I'm hoping I'm gonna get to show you a big one before the night's over, but I'll take that every time. One of the cool things about night fishing too, if you haven't done it, if you have, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If I got my light on, is that the bite is so incredibly aggressive at night because they can't see good. I think they really hit the bait hard. I was dragging that jig just then, and that fish like jerked it out of my hands. It is very difficult for me to make sure my camera guy knows that I've got one on, you know, and not just, it's complicated, and at night we're like trying to turn lights on. So this has been a fun experiment, but what I'm using is dragging baits, and I'm using either a jig or a worm, and it's something I'm using, something that makes a lot of commotion, and I want to keep it on the bottom, where like a lot of times during the daytime, you know, you'll work a worm or work a jig. I literally just want mine on the bottom because I want it hitting every rock and making all the commotion that it possibly can. Right there, that's a nice one. I mean, that's a real nice one. Caught that one on a worm.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to see more fishing tips, how-to videos, big fish catches, and full episodes of our Let's Fish TV show, be sure to subscribe right here to our YouTube channel. You can also like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. Good fishing out there.
One. Come on. Oh, he's shaking his head. This one feels better. Oh, yeah, he's better. He decided at the boat that he didn't like having a piece of steel stuck in his face. Come here. Largemouth. Oh. That's a good one right there. That's what you come here for. Big old center heel largemouth on the worm. Right there, that's a nice one. I mean, that's a real nice one. Caught that one on a worm. I caught a couple fish on a jig early, and honestly just kind of slowed down, so I picked the worm up. I had heard some reports that they'd been catching them here, and that fish right there was pretty deep. I'm gonna say that fish was probably in 15 or 20 feet of water, and it's a spot where I've always known where there were some stumps and brush piles. I'm gonna let this one go. That is a pretty fish right there. Go back to that brush pile. It's another thing I want to talk to you about. Don't overlook, don't think just because it's nighttime that they're all up around the bank and shallow. This is a little flat that the river swings up against. I know I could tell you that I'm fishing in the ocean right now, and you can't tell probably, but the river is right here, and there's a little flat where the river swings up against it. It's kind of a flat point. There's some stumps and brush on it. Working it through those brush piles and over those stumps and in the rocks, and that sucker right there just hammerjacked it. I'm talking about like smoked it. And that, there again, the nighttime bite is so strong, but do not overlook offshore. They still bite out there. The fish that are on the main lake don't just run to the bank because it's dark. They live where they live. They just get up on top of it and get a little more aggressive. So don't overlook the deep water bite at nighttime. You don't leave your house. Like you eat dinner where you live, and so do these fish.
This part of the program is brought to you by Foreshore Transportation, the simple solution to all your freight hauling needs. Foreshore can ship freight across the country or across the state. Whatever the load, wherever the destination, Foreshore gets it done fast, safe, and hassle-free. Well, east winds are kind of made for some tough offshore fishing, especially near shore, but off the beaches for tarpon, kingfish, that sort of thing. But that east wind is blowing in lots of clear, fresh, salty water, and that's made for some really good inshore fishing, especially for tarpon along the southeast coast. Also good along the coast now are triple tail. There's some really big fish being caught now. This is prime time for it. Cooler weather with bright sun in the Mobile Bay and the southeast coast area off the St. Simon's Island, Golden Isles of southeast Georgia, all very good. There have been some plenty of double-digit weight triple tail being caught, and even some fish well over 20 pounds. Bull red fishing also is starting to pick up along the coast. A lot of these fish are going 15 to 30 pounds. They're catching them in southeast Georgia, tend to be in the lower estuaries and the lower river mouths. Well, that's it for the southeast coast. Get out in the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury. Go boldly. Lowrance, America's #1 fish finder. Lose, feel the difference. And by Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Get our free fishing guide at orangebeach.com.
The exact same cast, exact same bait. Catch a largemouth, catch a smallmouth. That's a big old long smallmouth right there. There's one, Chris. almost the exact same spot that last largemouth was. That's a smallmouth. Now look at that. I'm gonna show you a cool, something kind of neat. Right in the bottom lip. They always say if you catch one in the bottom lip that they're not biting good. I always say if I catch one, they're biting just like I need them to. That's a big old long smallmouth right there. Pretty fish. Kind of a neat deal. Get on out of here. I made the exact same cast. I mean, literally like 3 casts ago, I just caught a largemouth, a nice one, and then turn around and catch a smallmouth. The exact same cast, exact same bait, catch a largemouth, catch a smallmouth. And that's one of the things that makes Center Hill very special. The only thing I haven't caught here tonight that I love to catch here is spots, and that's used to be what this lake is 100% known for. But in the past few years, they've had some trouble out of the dam, so they've had the lake lower than normal. And when stuff like that happens to the ecosystem, it kind of changes the fishery. And right now, honestly, the word on the street is the spot fishing is not nearly what it used to be. And the largemouth fishing is supposedly off right now, but the smallmouth, as oftentimes happens, when like the largemouth are down, the smallmouth get up, or vice versa. And that's what I'm hearing is the case over here. I haven't been over here in a while, maybe a year, but usually this place is full of spots. Like if you catch 10, like 6 of them are spots and the other 4 are largemouth or smallmouth. Hey guys, welcome to this week's Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama fishing report. This week's report is brought to you by the folks over at TH Marine. Go to TH Marine online and check out their incredible offering of boating products. Everything that makes my life easier on my bass boat probably comes from TH Marine. Aftermarket stuff that I have to have and put on there. Check it out and you'll agree with me, I guarantee you. thmarine.com. Hey, I am at night. I've been fishing on Center Hill Lake, and I want to talk to you this week about fishing at night. In Mississippi, undoubtedly that's Bay Springs. That place is on fire at night and they're biting right now. Guys are catching them dragging big worms, or catching them throwing a big spinner bait, fishing a dark colored jig. In Alabama, that's gonna be Smith Lake. Undoubtedly my favorite lake to fish at night in Alabama is Smith Lake because it's clear spots. The lower end, there's a ton of docks that have lights on them, and you just fish a bait around the edge of that light and it is on. We'd love to see you here. God bless. There we go, there we go. There's one. Don't know how big he is, but I do know how mean he is. And that is why, because he is brown. I have reeled, come here. I have reeled my shirt up in my, come here guy, come here. Look how long that sucker is. Golly Bill. Man, when they get that jig, they get it. A big old long smallmouth right there. We get the light out of your eyes. Pretty as they get. Let me turn him loose here real quick. Get on back down there and get you a crawfish that doesn't bite you back. Man, I'm gonna tell you, this place is so fun. I mean, just the average fish is so, it's just, you don't know if it's a largemouth, a spot, or a smallmouth. I didn't catch any spots tonight, but I'm tired. I'm fixing to pack it up and go to the house, but I have had a ball. I remember now why I used to love to do this and why everybody that comes here and night fishes talks about how good it is, because it is. It's pretty easy too. I mean, every bite came dragging a worm or a jig, and smallmouth and largemouth caught both. On a jig, I caught a couple largemouth. On a jig, a couple smallmouth. On a worm, a couple largemouth. On a worm, a couple smallmouth. So black and blue, flavor of the night, and I bet it is for wherever you live too. So Hey guys, thanks for hanging with me. I'm finna put this rig back on the trailer.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Motor Guides Tour Pro, cable steer motor with GPS anchor, Waypoint Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist, Strike King, Taiwan On, and by Low Boats. Welcome to Low Country.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get right to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Carlos wants to know, when you're having a tough day on the water and you can't get a bite, what are you thinking mentally to keep your head in the game? For an answer, we asked Bassmaster Pro Angler Andrew Upshaw.
You know, fishing can be extremely frustrating sometimes, extremely stressful. You know, one thing that I do whenever I get extremely stressed out and I can't get that bite is I actually just take 5 seconds, sit down, eat me a sandwich, drink me a bottle of water, recollect my thoughts, pick my rod back up and get back to fishing, because ultimately it's right up here, it's not right here. So if you get this right, you'll get this right every time.
Thank you so much, Andrew, for that insight. If you want some help from one of the pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com, follow the Ask the Pro link, and submit your question. Now it's time to find out who wins this week's Big Catch of the Week.
Hey guys, this week's Big Catch of the Week winner is Tammy Mason of Canton, Georgia, with a 4-pound spotted bass caught at Allatoona Lake in Georgia. To enter the contest, go to letsfishtv.com and click on the Big Catch box on the homepage and follow the instructions, or post your photo on any Tuesday Big Catch post on our Facebook page at facebook.com/letsfishtv. You could have your very own big fish shown here on our show as well.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
It is approximately 2:35 a.m. and I want to tell you about the gear you need to go out and do what we did today. First off, lighting is essential. Everything you do out here, you are trying to see, you're trying to see where your fish is, your rods are, and that is why you need the light, the hat light from Cyclops. Awesome brand, awesome people, incredible products, and this little dude is the perfect amount of light to not blind you. One of the things you have when you're out in the dark is the bright lights make your vision messed up for a few minutes, and this is the perfect level to not do that. Another thing you need, Monster Energy. When you're out here fishing on the lake and you got up early this morning, you worked all day, did whatever you did, and then went fishing at night, 0 sugar, 0 calories, I think. Lots of caffeine, that's important too. And lastly, I want to tell you about one more thing that's important and often overlooked. On this Stinger 198, has a huge front deck, but the sides are real high on it. And in the nighttime, I don't know how many stories I've heard of people kicking equipment over the side of the boat and not even knowing it until they got back to the ramp. These high sides make things safe and secure. That's gear you need. You know, a little known fact that's actually scientific, there's no way for darkness to diminish light. In fact, darkness is nothing more than the absence of light. And I can't help but think about that in relation to the world that we live in today. There's so much darkness, so much fear, so much hurt, anger, just darkness is all around us. And what I want to tell you is we all have the opportunity to displace that darkness with light. The Bible that I read tells me that I have the opportunity to share hope, love, mercy, grace, forgiveness. And if we all choose to do that, the light will make the dark flee. And that is stuff that matters. Hey guys, it's been fun. It's late, I'm tired. I've still got about a 2.5 hour drive home, so I'm just jacked up on Monster. But Barry will be back with you next week. Until then, thanks for hanging out with me tonight on Center Hill. God bless.